So, you read words down there, that's my opinion, so you can't get mad. Also, this review works much better and makes way more sense if you've seen the movie. Anyways, I really like this movie, okay? Yeah, it might have been, it wasn't really the best, but at least it was still a great watch. This is definitely one of those most colorful films this year. Most movies these days are unsaturated to the point of being more gray than films from the 1930s. The color grading creates a somehow beautiful yet still underlyingly tense/worrying setting. The acting was, pretty good. And I definitely think all the actors did a pretty good job, for the most part at least. Especially I'm gonna butcher this name, like everybody does. Millicent Simmons, who played Reagan, the deaf daughter, and the only actual bad actors were probably the two little kids in the third act who were first to hide in the closet. They didn't even react. It was very like, I get it, they're kids, but editing was pretty good. I definitely think that it was maybe the best part. The only real grudge with the film would be that, there were a few plot holes, and, we didn't really get to see enough. As I was saying, we didn't really get to see enough of the crap, where was it? We don't get to see enough small moments that show the character's growth. Emmett and Reagan seem to bond a bit too quickly, especially if she flat out told him, "You're nothing like him," when referring to her father, who bravely sacrificed himself at the end of the first movie, I feel like maybe while they were on the boat, they could have a scene of Emmett looking down at the water, seeing the fish, and how carefree they were, reflecting on how the whole world is trapped, and maybe asking Reagan on how to say fish like he did with the word dive at the beginning during the baseball game. Same with Marcus and the baby. I really wish there could have been more of a scene of him looking maybe back at how he was unable to protect his former little brother from the first film, and how he feels about maybe his immoral obligation to take care of this baby and the rest of his family since he was unable to stop Reagan from leaving earlier. The horror in the first film was honestly a lot better. This film was filled with a lot of jump scares. Some of them are good, a lot of them are bad though, sorry to admit it. Plus, the ending seemed a bit similar to the first one. It was still pretty good though, This film definitely had the underlying presence of patience with, how nobody's patient these days. Marcus wasn't patient and decides to leave the baby down in the bunker thing to go and try and find his mother, / investigate the area rather than just wait. The backstory of how everybody got to the island and how people were impatient and started screaming when pushing to get onto the boats. Just a lot of stuff like that, which really does apply to our society in this day and age. And how some random guy in the theater came back from the bathroom to literally turn on his phone flashlight to find his seat. He was a jerk. He was a big fat jerk. But overall, this film is better than the original. We travel more and we get to see what life was like before the aliens. That makes everything all the more tragic. So this film is like an 8.7 in my book. Go see it. And if you have seen it, go see it again. This franchise really hates feet.